Thank you very much, Professor Isaac, for this generous introduction. First of all, I just want to mention some names who are present this time. Professor Hudaybi, Professor Samim Osama, Professor Malakavi, Professor Wani, Professor Fiqh Islam, and Professor Kardagi, and so many others. So it's a great privilege to present the profile of one of the leading lights of international Islamic thought and, I should say civilization, Professor Dr. Taha Jabir al-Alwani. He was a renowned scholar and intellectual reformer. Dr. Taha Jabir al-Alwani was one of the most prominent Islamic scholars of the modern era. His intellectual contributions have had a profound and enduring impact on the development of Islamic jurisprudence, fiqh, legal theory, usul fiqh, and the broader Islamic intellectual tradition. His work in the Islamization of knowledge, the ethical engagement of disagreement, and his deep engagement with the challenges faced by Muslim minorities in non-Muslim societies place him as one of the foremost thought leaders in the contemporary Islamic world. Early life and education. Dr. Alwani was born in Fallujah, Iraq in 1935. He came from a modest background, but his passion for knowledge led him on a path of intellectual rigor. His academic journey began at Al-Azhar University, one of the most prestigious institutions in the Islamic world, located in Cairo, Egypt. At Al-Azhar, Dr. Alwani earned his bachelor's degree in 1959, his master's degree in 1968, and his doctorate in Usul Fiqh, Islamic legal theory, in 1973. His doctoral dissertation and in-depth analysis of Al-Mahsul fi Ilm al-Usul by the famous Islamic scholar Fakhruddin al-Razi marked the beginning of his commitment to the classical Islamic legal tradition, while exploring its relevance for modern challenges. Dr. Alwani's academic career spanned several decades and continents, contributing to both Islamic scholarship in the East and West. After completing his studies, he served as a professor of fiqh and usul fiqh at Imam Muhammad bin Saud Islamic University in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. He then moved to the United States, where he became a founding member and president of the International Institute of Islamic Thought, IIT. This institute became a global platform for Islamic scholars, fostering intellectual exchange on contemporary Islamic issues. In the USA, Dr. Alwani also played a key role in establishing the Graduate School of Islamic and Social Sciences, GSISS, and the Islamic Fiqh Council of North America, where he helped develop policies and guidelines on Islamic jurisprudence tailored for Muslims living in the West. He held the Imam al-Shafi chair in Islamic legal theory and was a leading voice in shaping Islamic scholarship in the West. Dr. Alwani was a leading architect of the Islamization of knowledge, IOK movement, which sought to integrate Islamic teachings into modern intellectual frameworks. His primary concern was the intellectual crisis that Muslims were facing, particularly the disconnection between revealed knowledge wahi and empirical knowledge wujud. He argued that modern secular epistemologies had marginalized Islamic sources of knowledge, placing human reason about divine revelation as the ultimate source of truth. Dr. Alwani proposed a new epistemological framework that emphasized the integration of Islamic teachings with contemporary academic disciplines. He emphasized the need for ijtihad, independent legal reasoning, to engage with classical Islamic thought and reframe it in light of modern realities. Rather than merely adding Islamic content to Western academic systems, he called for the reconstruction of knowledge from the Islamic perspective, ensuring that revelation and reason work together in harmony. One of Dr. Alwani's most significant contributions was his work on the challenges faced by Muslims living as minorities in non-Muslim societies. His book, Towards a Fiqh for Minorities, Fiqh al-Aqliyat, he argued that Muslim scholars must adopt Islamic law to the realities of living in non-Muslim environments, emphasizing contextual and practical applications of Islamic principles. His work highlighted issues such as citizenship, political participation, and social interactions in non-Islamic societies, encouraging a balanced approach that integrated Islamic ethics with modern challenges. Dr. Alwani also made key contributions to the concept of disagreement ikhtilaf in Islamic scholarship. In his book, Ethics of Disagreement in Islam, he examined how Muslims have historically navigated theological and legal differences. He argued that disagreement should not lead to sectarianism or division, but instead should be viewed as an opportunity for intellectual growth. He called for an ethical approach to disagreement that maintains mutual respect and understanding among scholars, emphasizing the need for unity even amid differences. Major books and works. Dr. Alwani authored numerous influential books and articles throughout his career. Some of his most important works include Towards a Fiqh for Minorities, which was published in 1990, which focuses on how Islamic law can be applied in non-Muslim societies, addressing challenges like citizenship, participation, and social engagement, emphasizing the need for a contextual approach to Islamic law in minority contexts. Ethics of Disagreement in Islam, 1999, discusses how disagreements in Islamic scholarship should be approached ethically, advocating for respectful discourse and mutual understanding in the face of intellectual and theological differences. The Islamization of Knowledge, a Methodology for Reform, 1995, outlines his comprehensive vision for the Islamization of knowledge, proposing a new epistemological system grounded in both revelation and reason. He calls for the revival of ijtihad to address modern intellectual challenges. Islamic Thought, a Methodological Approach, 2003, offers a critical analysis of the methodologies used in Islamic intellectual tradition. Advocates for a dynamic and adaptive approach to Islamic thought grounded in ijtihad and engagement with contemporary issues. Islamization of Knowledge and the Challenges of the Modern Age, 2007. It critiques secular knowledge systems and argues for the integration of Islamic principles into modern education and intellectual frameworks. It emphasizes the need for an epistemological shift to accommodate both divine revelation and empirical knowledge. Rethinking the Islamic Worldview, 2010, explores the crisis in the Muslim world and Muslim worldview, especially its relationship to modern secularism. Advocates for a holistic Islamic worldview that harmonizes wahy and wujud in all fields of knowledge. The Quran and the Ethics of Knowledge focuses on how the Quran provides ethical guidelines in acquiring and applying knowledge, argues that Islamic ethics must be integrated into modern knowledge systems. This book was published in 2012. Legacy. Dr. Jabir al-Alwani's legacy is for preaching and continues to influence contemporary Islamic thought. His work on the Islamization of knowledge has provided the intellectual foundation for those seeking to develop a modern Islamic approach to academia, education, and jurisprudence. His commitment to ijtihad, the integration of revealed knowledge with the empirical sciences, and ethical management of disagreement has shaped the discourse on how Islam engages with modern intellectual and social challenges. Through his leadership at the International Institute of Islamic Thought, IIT, and his role in founding the Graduate School of Islamic and Social Sciences, Dr. Alwani helped to create a global platform for scholars to engage with Islamic thought in a meaningful and modern context. His work continued to serve as essential resource for scholars and students alike, particularly those involved in the field of Islamic jurisprudence, epistemology, and ethics. Dr. Alwani's vision for an integrated intellectual framework, one that harmonizes reason and revelation, offers a pathway for Muslims to navigate the complexities of the modern world while remaining deeply rooted in their faith. His contributions continue to guide the intellectual renewal of Islam and its application to conclusion. Dr. Taha Jabir Alwani's life and work represent a monumental effort to bridge the gap between Islamic teachings and modern intellectual traditions. His contributions to the Islam of knowledge, the ethical application of Islamic jurisprudence, and the integration of faith with contemporary challenges have left an indelible mark on the landscape of Islamic thought. His legacy will undoubtedly continue to inspire scholars and practitioners in the centuries to come. Thank you very much.